If your automatic reaction when something stops working is to grab a tool and handle it yourself. If you remember when MTV actually aired music videos, and you can parallel park without relying on a camera, you likely grew up in a very different environment than most people today. That difference shaped how you think. Picture childhood in the 70s or 80s. Summer mornings often came with a simple directive: go outside and come back before dark. There were no cell phones, no GPS tracking, no instant check-ins. You vanished into your neighborhood for hours at a time. By today's standards, that level of freedom might raise eyebrows. Back then, it was normal. That freedom did something important. It cultivated independence in real, practical ways. You wandered too far and had to figure out how to get home. You got bored and had to invent something to do. You ran into problems and had to solve them without a tutorial or a quick message to an adult. No one hovered over you narrating each step. You learned through experience. There was also the influence of the adults who raised you. Many parents from that era had either lived through global conflict or were raised by those who had. Hardship was familiar territory. Emotional expression wasn't emphasized the way it is now. Instead of motivational speeches, you were given responsibilities. By 10 years old, you might have been babysitting younger siblings, making simple meals, or repairing your bike with whatever tools were available. The message was clear: readiness wasn't required for life to keep moving. Another shaping force was something modern culture tries to eliminate: boredom. Long stretches of unstructured time weren't filled with streaming services or social feeds. You had to sit with empty space. Out of that emptiness came imagination. A pile of scrap wood could become a fortress. Cardboard could transform into a spaceship. With no constant entertainment, creativity wasn't optional, it was survival. Failure also carried less cushioning. Falling off a bike meant brushing off the dirt and trying again. Social rejection was handled privately, not publicly dissected online. Recognition wasn't guaranteed for participation alone. Effort mattered. Results mattered. Comfort was secondary. Over time, that built resilience. That resilience shows up today in subtle ways. People sometimes notice a steady presence under pressure, a calm when things start unraveling. It isn't accidental. It's the product of repeated exposure to minor setbacks without immediate rescue. You faced challenges without instant answers from a search engine. Problem-solving became instinctive. Perhaps the most distinctive feature of this generation, though, is its position between two eras. You remember rotary phones and handwritten notes. You also adapted to smartphones, email, and social media. You didn't grow up immersed in digital technology, but you learned it. That makes you fluent in both analog and digital worlds. This dual experience offers perspective. You know what conversations felt like before constant notifications. You understand waiting, whether for film to develop, for a favorite show to air, or for a letter to arrive. Patience wasn't a mindfulness exercise, it was built into daily life. That perspective isn't simply nostalgia. It's an awareness of contrast. You've experienced life with and without permanent connectivity. You know that attention once lasted longer and that time moved differently. That awareness can influence how you approach stress, relationships, and technology today. So when someone wonders how you remain composed in chaos, the explanation isn't that things were easier. They weren't. They were simply less padded. Independence was assumed. Responsibility arrived early. Entertainment wasn't endless. Solutions weren't always immediate. Growing up without constant supervision or digital safety nets didn't guarantee perfection, but it did demand adaptability. You learned to improvise, to tolerate uncertainty, and to recover quickly from small failures. Those skills compound over time. In many ways, you became a bridge generation, able to remember a slower pace while functioning in a faster one. That balance can create steadiness. It can also create appreciation. You know that convenience is recent. You know that constant access is optional. Your childhood may not have come with training wheels, but it came with practice. Practice at navigating, at waiting, at figuring things out. And that practice left an imprint. If that description feels familiar, it's not coincidence. It's the mark of a generation shaped by freedom, responsibility, boredom, and transition.